listeners, Harika here, and I'm super excited to welcome you to Upptalk. If you're ready to learn and get your hands work wonders in the world of information technology, then you're in the right place. When I say Upptalk, we are not just another edtech company. Consider we are your learning partner committed to unlocking your full potential. Whether you're stepping into the world of technology for the first time or looking to advance your career, we provide top-tier, hands-on courses to build up your career. Let's take our first step towards learning here and explore it.
One is on OPD, OPM, and AIM. This is the last session. It is these two topics is only on demand, privilege managers. It is we always called as in the market OPM. OPM is nothing but on demand, privilege manager. What this option will do, what this tool will do, what this component will do exactly, this component will do completely. It is an enabled organization to check your uncontrolled monitor the privileged access to the Unix commands by using the vault technology, for example. Once you configure this component, what we can do, we by using our personal account. We can see it anyway. We can directly, get the data from the vault. We can get the credentials and we can maintain we can do the super user task, whatever you want. For example, here you can see organizations to secure, control and monitor the privileged access to the Unix commands by using the vaulting technology to allow end users to perform the super tasks with their own personal account. Why? At least you have an idea, right? Why at least? At least I'm maintaining the least privileged concept. By using this on-demand privileges manager OPM app OPM components, we can do it. There are some features are there for the OPM. Here the platform-based granular access, centralized audit recordings, and centralized management. Avoid exposing root passwords and restrict self and automatic user provisioning and restrict super users write and write access. Let example take that OPD. OPD is just nothing but what I covered in the first slide. The same thing is provides the comprehensive solution that imposes the IT and enables the complete vision of visibility and control of super users and privileged access accounts across the enterprise. It will maintain all the accounts by using the Linux commands. These are some features. What is a platform-based granular access? It will always allow the platform level at the granular access. I think you are aware how to give the granular access based on the responsibility, based on the role, which we need to give them some accesses. Under centralized audit each and everything it will be. Do some auditing here. Recordings. It will record each navigation with the help of the PSM. Centralized management. We can do the management activities here that is relevant. I will explain you in later slide and avoid exposing root passwords. Don't expose to node, it will not expose these passwords to anyone. It will automatically connect to Vault and fetch the credentials from the Vault and will connect to the target user. Restrict the cell and there will be some restrictions will happen. We need to follow that as automatic user provisioning. Yes, we will follow the automatic user provisioning and restrict super user write access. We need to allocate some accesses here. We add account, delete account something. We need to give that. Go to that introduction. On the privilege platform based on granular access. Here you can see the access to each privilege command on the Linux. Both system is permitted to, according to an extremely granular, to set up permissions that are defined in the highly secured Vault server. We need to give some configurations in the Vault level once we now install this component. At the vault server, we need to give the permissions highly secured. On access control rules can be assigned to the PAM self-hosted platform, and in that platform level can be overridden for the specific manager account. This facilitates a least privileges and scenario and limits root account used to very specific tasks, and users can execute the privileged commands from the native interfaces. They can execute the commands and get the credentials from the they want to do something in the privileged accounts. They want to monitor. They want to do everything they can do from the native interfaces according to the platform based access permissions. We need to allocate that. Next one is centralized audit. This theme will completely do this feature. All privileged command activities are audited, each and everything. It will be audited how we are auditing for the reports which we generating for PSM, right? We are generating the PSM reports and we are doing what exactly it is opening, why it is opening, what is the reason behind that, and what reason they has provided the same way here. Each and every command activities are audited and stored in the tamper-proof of Vault server. This will also stored into the Vault and can be viewed in the reports. That can be customized to meet your enterprise standards. And this can also done by the quarterly or monthly or weekly on daily basis. Audit compliance requirements. It should be saved into somewhere. This also data will store into the Vault. Vault will store into some other replication utility file. You can choose from the variety of the reports and contents and determine the report's output format. We can choose it. These are the commands, right? You can use the JSON format or whatever you want. You can do it. The next one would be the recordings of it will be recorded. The activities are performed in the privileged sessions are recorded and uploaded to the Vault where they can be accessed and viewed by the auditors and authorized users. Whoever is having the permissions of that report section, those guys can have the permissions to able to see those reports, those recording sections at any time. These recordings are stored in the tamper-proof Vault server that can be used as a valuable audit sources. Each and everything for the OPM, also the sessions recordings, whatever it is. And we can able to view all the sessions. For that we need some access required. Nothing, just OPD. By using the OPM, by using the credentials, by using the commands, we can do whatever we want, how we are doing in the cyber. The same way we need to do by using the commands of the Linux. Other activities. Everything will be do the same way how you are doing in the self-hosted, right? The same way we can do it by using the credentials. For that we need to give some permissions at platform level and user level or account level, which we need to give some permissions the same way. Sorry, are you able to hear me? Hello. Yes, we can hear you. And then respond at least. Otherwise, I feel I will be online. Centralizing management. All the management tasks for the user's accounts are centralized and streamlined in the PVA. It is including account definitions and policies. It will be configured and we need to know if you want. Anyway, we are giving on the cyber what we can do. We can directly as an administrator. We can go and log in into the POA and we will giving the some permissions, right? The same way here we can also give the permissions by using the commands. As well as the privileged session recording. This combination of management features provides a centralized and full lifecycle solution for the privileged account. avoiding the avoid exposing a root password. That means no, don't save any passwords to anyone. And we can directly connect. Fetch the credentials from the vault and we will connect directly to the target system. Here, we no need to give these passwords to anyone here. They are having some granular permissions and based on that, we can enable to grant users permissions to use the root account. Without reviewing the passwords, the privileged passwords remain the secret while at the same time usable. Directly, without visible, without handy on the credentials, we can able to connect how we are connecting to the target system in the Cyber app, the same way we can connect by using the commands. Restricted cell. We can restrict some of the permissions. For example, if I want to get the sum, all the information from the user's list or whatever it is can get it, but for that also it's required some permission. Based on that, we can restrict as per the permissions which we are providing in this app. Authorized users can have access fully delegated to the root cells and work intent to duty and according to their regular workflow, while the privileged command features of the OPM are enforced. As the anti-session is executed transparently through the OPM, the commands can be restricted for the specific users and complete audit is stored into the world. Whatever it is stored, it will be stored into the world and it will be restricted. Will not allow all the users to see that and it will. It should get some permissions. Automatic user provisioning. If you want to do the user provisioning of automatically, we need to integrate with ad and we need to configure something configured in the ad and that needs to be provide some permissions. To provision the users management users transparent learning systems, streamlining users management and reducing administrative or overhead. Users have an immediate access to the next message based on their ad permissions and groups. Based on that, it will automatically connect, it will automatically synchronize, which is corresponding the user in the world. All the user activities, monitoring for anything we need to sell. If you read more information, we have an available that I will share with you all the document related link. Restrict super users write access. Now here we can restrict some access and we can provide the ad and multiple delayed whatever you want. You can give it when the user elevated to the super the route to execute the privilege command. OBS does not give the super user automatic access to the every file on the system. It will not allow because we need to give the specific permissions which we need to give the super user. Write operation is subject to authorization taking based on the defined policy. According to the OPM file access restrictions is a security manager does not specifically authorize user to access the file during the command. Elevation OPM will prevent any write action on the file access based on their defined policy. For that, if it is not allowing, we need to see that the policy, what we configure, why it is not allowing based on that which we need to provide the access, and that it is not providing all the users for that access, write access, it will provide only for the limited people, limited users. The application that is called OPM. These are the features which we are having. Just we need to. If you want to run through OPM, we can execute the commands from the Linux system. By using the commands, we can do whatever we want and how we are doing for this ABRA coordination. The same way we can get the access for the OPM also. This is for completely remote and at the same time by using the commands, we are retrieving the data, we are doing some operations in the cyber understand. The next output, shall I move or any questions? Please continue. The next one is, this is the last one. Is nothing but Application Identity and Manager. Recently the name was changed. Earlier it was AM. Application Access Management. Now it is changed to the Identity Manager. In this there are the three major important applications, what we call applications, called components, whatever you want you can call it. One is a central provider, another one is the central credential provider, and the last one is application server credential provider. In these three majorly which we are working, only two. It's very rare which we are using application server credential provider, but in these three, the central provider, central credential provider, these two are very important and which we are using currently. For example, central provider is one of the component on the CyberArk. Central provider is nothing but agent based, and this will help us to retrieve the credentials from the CyberArk. There is no direct integration with CyberArk. What we can do? For example, we have in a target applications. There is no direct integration with CyberArk. What we can do here? By using the CP, we can retrieve the credentials. We can onboard all the accounts into CyberArk, but there is no direct connection whenever you are changing the password. Whenever you are changing the credentials in the CyberArk, it will not able to update into this target system. Correct, right? See, for example, if you don't have a direct integration, how the CP will change the passwords. Basically CP, what is the flow of CP to change the password? Change the password. To change the password into the target mission, then it will update into the world. Correct, right? In the same way, if you don't have a direct integration with CyberArk, that means we can onboard the accounts into CyberArk, but we don't have a direct connection to change the passwords to the target system. That is the case, what needs to be do? CPM can only change the passwords in the world. It will not change into the target system. By using the CPP is the one of the component of the Cyber App Central Provider component. By using this, we can retrieve the credentials from the world and it will update into their applications directly, their target mission directly. They can retrieve and they can update it. That will, for because of these two is helpful for those applications only. We have a limited. Windows we have a direct integration. Linux we have a direct integration and some databases accounts we have a direct integration. But other than those, we have a lot of applications we are having right. For that what they will do, they can use these credentials, these two applications, these two components. Retrieve the credentials from this and it will be updated into the target system. The central provider what it can do here. Central provider will do, it will install. This is an agent-based solution. This needs to be installed on every application target mission. Developer, mission and credential provider can securely retrieve the application secrets from the world for it to keep running without any downtime or functionality and loss. And the CPA also will help for sometimes the world is getting some interpretation, some problem. That time also it will retrieve the credentials and it will give to the application team applications to update into their application with the help of the coding some other, whatever the configurations they are following. It will help by using that. But see, CP, but this will recommend for the business always is an important applications. It's a very critical applications because CP is a little bit different. CTP is more costly and it's required separate license for the CP and CCP. Both we require separate license and we need to purchase from the CPI, and this should be installed on each and every application. It's an agent-based solution. The next one is understand CP, because mostly you may get some questions on CP and CCP. Do you have an idea about CCP, CP and CCP? Nothing much, because no one will ask much questions, but see, P and CCP is required while going to the development activity. Whenever you are moving to the development L3 level, it's required you should aware what is CP and what is CCP. Do you understand CP? I'm moving to the CCP. See, CP also is nothing but centralized credential provider. It is installed on separate Windows server. It is an IS. You can install it. This is a web-related application. We can update and install in the Windows Server, and CCP allows use to the CP capabilities without need to install on each window. User mission. The application can call CCP to securely retrieve their credentials from the wall during the runtime. It's very simple. CP and CCP both will do the same process. The only difference is CP should install each and every target application, but CCP will not install in each and every application. A CP will install in one place. It will retrieve, it will connect with all the application or whoever required that it will connect, and it will update the passwords. But this will use whatever the business applications is not no critical applications. It will recommend those applications will use that. CP is nothing but a web-based. We can say just how we are working as a PV viewer, right? The same way the CCP also is required to configure the IIS application and give that URL. Based on that URL, we need to give and review the credentials from the wall and update into the application. For that review the credentials, what we need to give the input. We need to give this some application, ID and name, objective type, all these things details which we need to give and retrieve the credentials. Understand? That's it. And the last, this one application server credential provider. This will use an application level and this is a server level. The mostly this will not use. Whenever you are using these two is enough. Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel. For more information, contact us sales@uptalk.com.